Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Inna alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillahi wa ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Barakallahu fikum, jazakumullah khairan. First of all, apologies for delay, 5-6 minutes. It was just about almost out of my hand. Secondly, jazakumullah khairan for your attendance. May Allah bless you all for attending and give you all better of time and life, so you can serve Allah and please Allah more. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the best of this dunya and hereafter. Ameen. And at the same time, timely reminders, which is what I'm going to forward here to all of you. The title which I had requested was Me and My Ramadan. Me and My Ramadan, which means it's going to be general. And here I'm with my mobile where you can send messages. Barakallahu fikum. Now, قال الله سبحانه وتعالى يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. وقال يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون. The purpose of fasting, which I have mentioned multiple times, is the taqwa, silah al-qulub, to purify yourself and so forth. Right now, you may say it is an excitement, or you may say it challenges related to sighting of the moon and all this scenario, which goes every year, twice, once for Ramadan and once for Eid. Thing which is unavoidable, and the more we are connected to the wider world and have become a global village, it looks like that the challenges are more related to this. For those who are a little bit senior in age, probably 20, 30, 40 years ago, this was almost not a challenge. And for Fiji, it was just announced at the time, and everybody will start to fast and announce Chand moon has been sighted, and it will be celebrated. But things have changed. When it comes to the differences amongst the scholars related to which procedure to follow and how, all the parties, they have reasonable amount of solid evidence, and it is also a matter of differences amongst the scholars at time also. Wa barakallahu fikum. Whatever would be at present, as you know, that Fiance has announced, alhamdulillah, that the moon has not been sighted. So tonight is not first Ramadan, but tomorrow it would be. And I can see someone has sent a question, so you all are still welcome to ask me. Barakallahu fikum. We will be sending daily reminders, inshallah, every day of Ramadan. Jazakallah khair for the brother who is coordinating for us. May Allah reward him also immensely and keep him and his family safe and protected from the shaitan. Ameen. Here, this is the last reminder from me, at least before Ramadan. Remember, there are things which we do in Ramadan normally we don't do. There are things which we do in Ramadan which you cannot do in any other month. There are things which we do in Ramadan more than other months. There are things which we only can do in Ramadan. We start our Ramadan by Taraweeh, by sighting of the moon. Then comes Taraweeh, which we normally pray every night, but in Ramadan, instead of Qiyamul Layl, the known name is Taraweeh. Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha narrated that لم يكن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يصلي في رمضان وفي غير رمضان أكثر من 11 ركعة وفي رواية 13. That he sallallahu alayhi wa sallam never used to pray more than 11, and another riwayah 13, be Ramadan or non-Ramadan. And from here we learn that it is best to stick to this number. However, if someone wants to increase to any amount of numbers, such as when he said, you may find your evidence in the hadith of Sayyid Bukhari, Salatul Layli Mathna wa Mathna, that the night prayers are 2 rak'ah, ila akhir al-hadith, without confining to any numbers in this particular hadith. So those who say there is no limits to it, they say take this hadith literally. And those who say no, this is only mentioning how to pray 2 and not 4, but the numbers have been associated with another hadith of Aisha. However, these are amongst the evidences, and there are other evidences to other rak'at. What I would advise more is pray whatever amount you can with quality in it. If you find that you are better off praying salawat with the smaller amount of time, meaning if you pray 2 rak'ah in 10 minutes, you feel that you are able to concentrate compared to if you pray it in 20 minutes, which means you lose your focus. So you are better off praying many rak'at and shorter rak'at. If a person feels that he's able to go for an hour with 2 rak'ah, and he feels that he is able to do this better compared to, or both of them are same for him, so he might stick to those number of rak'at and make it long and lengthy. Alhamdulillah. If you are an imam, then you have to consider all those around you. Remember, when you are imam, there is an excitement of leading the prayers, reciting the ayat loudly, making others hear you. So you get carried away with this, and you may be so excited that you will not feel being tired, but those behind you they feel tired. So this is another challenge which you have to consider, that how you want to, how long, and those behind you, very important. So sighting of the moon, starting Salatul Taraweeh, making Dua al-Qunut and Witr every now and then or every time, and then you start your suhoor. Tasahharu fa inna fi suhoori barakah. So the next thing you do is you wake up, you may do Qiyamul Layl, Tahajjud, and you do your suhoor. Suhoor is important. The least is you take water with dates if possible. If you don't feel like eating, you don't want to eat, fine, but drink water, at least to become part of those. Tasahharu fa inna fi suhoori barakah. Each one of us as individual, we know and understand through our experience that how I will cope and what is better for me. Look, this is not the first time for you to fast, probably for all of you, unless there is a newbie here. So you know by experience how to fast, and you know better what to eat and what not to if you have to eat, and so forth. You have taken suhoor, you prayed your fajr, probably done a bit of adhkar, read Quran, memorized some verses. Salatul Duha if possible. Salatul Duha from sunrise till before Zuhr anyway. Sunnatul Tahiyatul Masjid, we don't talk about it right now because limitations, we can't go to the masjid. Prohibited, restricted. Then you pray each salah in its time. Don't delay it. In normal time, you delay probably a bit, though you pray in time. But for this, unless there is a reason, pray in the first time. Salatul Zuhr, for example, 12:30, it be 12:30. Salatul Asr, 3:40, be 3:40, and so forth. And then comes the time for iftar. You prepare yourself for that, alhamdulillah. Cook some nice food, mashallah. But take out some specific time so that you can sit down and make dua. Start from yourself. First, you glorify Allah, praise Allah, beg Allah, with the salutations of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. After that, you make dua. Now, I do understand that we are going to be at home. Probably each house is different. Some they have a lot of traffic, meaning you are 10 or 20 people. Some maybe few only. So you will know where to sit to make dua. Probably sitting on al-ma'idah, on the food itself, may not be very suitable, especially if it is in the dining room, which is mostly attached to the kitchen. So there's traffic, your wife is running around, bringing everything and sort of. So for you to focus on the dua may be a challenge. So it may be better if you go to the sitting room or to another room where you are isolated, secluded, private, undisturbed. So when you make dua, you are able to focus on the dua. Don't worry, you will not miss out on your futur. Your wife will make sure she comes and calls you. Honey, come here, it's time for futur. You already know the time, you will be coming there anyway. So this is very important, okay? You have made 5, 10, 15 minutes of dua, giving everyone there enough time, right, for yourself, your family. You are making dua for everyone and so forth. Then you break your fast, you pray your maghrib and sunan and so forth, and you make dua, extra dua, little dua, whatever. Then you may take your dinner or you delay it after Taraweeh. Now time for Isha comes and Taraweeh. The same thing repeats continuously. There will be fluctuation. One day you may be able to read Quran more. Another day you may be able to read less. One day you feel that your iman is very much boosted. So on that day, don't be lazy. It's like when you do exercise, there are days when your performance is mashallah. Then there would be some days where it is way below what it was yesterday or last week. This is the way your iman is. Yazid wa yanqus, increases and decreases. So on the day you feel the increase in it and you feel the energy for it, you go full throttle. You feel like reading Quran, don't say, oh, I know I have time and okay, 1 hour enough, I have done enough for today, and 1 hour I had allocated every day for Quran and khalas. No. You find yourself having energy, forget about that 1 hour. You are able to go for 2 hours, go. Don't worry about it. Because the chances are that there may be a day in which you really struggle even with 1 hour. So that 2 hours will compensate for what you have been allocating like this. Take the opportunities. Majority of us are locked down at home, not going to work, but working from home or something. So these are all opportunities, mashallah. Remember, a smart person is one who gets opportunity wherever it is. So our opportunity this time is the time. It may never come to any one of us like this. In normal Ramadan, men would be going to the masjid. So 2-3 hours gone. You are going to pray Tarawih to the masjid, you need to leave your home half an hour before Adhan, right? You go and sit down, pray, meet few people, do this, that, and then you sit down and pray Isha and then Sunnah, wait for the rest to finish. Then you start the Tarawih with the Imam. By the time you come back home, it is minimum 2 hours. Because 2 hours you spend in the masjid itself from 7:30, the time of Adhan or Jama'ah, till 9:30, around just about. Time for traveling while coming and going. That's more than 2 hours. All of that you can spend at home praying, reading Quran. So you see there is a good side of it too at the same time. You may not find that much of energy the way you find when praying behind someone, of course. It's difficult when you pray alone, especially if you struggle with the recitation of the Quran and so forth. So this is a good time for you to upgrade yourself. Memorize few verses so you can read it in Tahajjud, in Taraweeh. If you find it difficult, read from the Quran, no problem. Or try to memorize a page or two so you can keep on repeating that. It's a good time for you to memorize something of the Quran. Memorize something and then do repeatedly that ayat or those ayat or that surah every day in Qiyam. With that, you have revised that surah and you have been able to do Qiyamul Layl with it. So it's a good thing, good technique. Then comes, of course, Al-I'tikaf, which we can't if masjid is closed, very unlikely. Al-Iftar al-Jama'i, congregation where you provide for the iftar, is not possible right now. So you can allocate that amount of money which you spent every year for iftar and send it to those needy ones. There are so many places where you can send it. It's so easy to get it to them. Well, alhamdulillah. So that's another important step to take. As you know that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, "Man fattara sha'iman kana lahu mithla ajri sha'imihi la yanqusu dhalika min ajrihim shay'a." Those who provide iftar to others, they are rewarded with that person's fast. So if you provide iftar to 100, you get the rewards of 100 days of fasting. From here, you see the importance of providing iftar for others. It's not that you have to cook and provide. You have to provide food, cooked or unfooded, cooked, it doesn't matter. So here we are not going to provide, especially this year, any cooked meals to anyone outside. It's a great chance to send money overseas or even locally and provide food to others who may be in dire need of it. Barakallahu fikum. Also among those things, Laylatul Qadr. For Laylatul Qadr, you don't need to be in the masjid in i'tikaf or sitting in the masjid to get the rewards of Laylatul Qadr. Especially in the situation in which we are now. So focus on those last 10 days. Allocate more time for your Qiyamul Layl, pleading to Allah and begging to Allah and asking Allah for forgiveness and for the success of you and those beloved to you in this dunya and in hereafter. These are among those things. Wa barakallahu fikum. Now, of course, then comes Eid and so forth. But before that, inshallah, I'm going to see to the questions and answer it bi'ithnillahi subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the first question which I received, I would like to know how can I divide each juz for 8 rak'ah Taraweeh and finish the Quran on 28 to 29 day of the Ramadan, inshallah. Now, it is easy, jazakallah khair. You can start in whichever way you want. Normally in our masjid, we do first 10 days, one juz. And then we start from 10th, 11th night, one juz and 1 or 2 pages. And then in the end, it will be only half juz or so forth in the last one. And we finish it at 29. This is one of the ways. Or you can pray 2 to 2, whichever. So on the days when you have more energy, pray more. On the days when you have less energy, you can pray less. Important is if you are able to finish the entire Quran by yourself in Taraweeh, what a great achievement it would be. As you know, this achievement, you may not be able to acquire any other time because you will be attending it in the masjid, inshallah, if everything goes well. So there you go, barakallahu fikum. That is number one question. The other one is, can we break our Taraweeh praying maybe 4 rak'ah and pray the rest at 3 a.m. or before suhoor, followed by witr? Yes. Here there is another thing. Because you are at home, you are the master of time and not based on the masjid. So if you are able to, then you just pray your Isha, air your Sunnah, and you may sleep straight and wake up early in the morning to pray Tahajjud. That is the best. However, if you are not sure, you may pray straight after Isha or break it in half or whichever way. So you pray few after Isha and few before Suhoor. All of them are okay and all good, mashallah. You can choose any of those ways and it is okay. Wa barakallahu fikum. Any type of best dua for maghfirah and Jannah. There is no specific dua which you have to adhere to and say that this is the best compared to others when asking Allah for forgiveness. The famous ones, of course, are such as Rabbik Filli, Wali Walidayya, Walil Mu'minina, Yawma Yaqum al-Hisab, and that is very famous. And also, such as Rabbana Atina Fid Dunya Hasana, Wa Fil Akhirati Hasana, Wa Qina Adhab an-Nar. These are among those two common dua, which is very much known and almost used by everyone. So these are the good ones. Of course, all the dua are good, but then there are those which are specific and those which are not so specific. Yes, Jazakallah khair. Any further questions, please? Okay. Now I'm waiting for questions. I would have been, it would have been nice to ask questions anyway. Now, going back to yesterday, I spoke about in the Facebook related to zakah. Many people are confused related to the issue of zakah. And some people, they keep on asking. And many times when the question comes related to zakah, I normally tell them to please let me either call you or you call me, because simple explanation probably at times is not very easy, or no two words will explain it. Most of us, we are wage earners and don't have a farm, so we are not farming, because the farming and the amount of zakat to be given in that is different. But when it comes to business related things or wages, the zakah is different. Say, for example, if you are running a rental car business, you have got 100 cars. And those 100 cars, even at the average of $5,000, is a lot of money. Even if it is 100 cars, it's a lot of money. Now, and if it increases, it could be in assets of millions of dollars. Now, how much will you pay? Will you pay in the asset of that $1,000,000? That is quite a bit of money, as you know, right? Or is it something else? Now, in this, if anything, the rule is this. If you use something to make money, which is not considered as a stock, but as an asset, there is no zakah on that. But it will be on the earnings which you make from it. It is on the earnings which you make from it. Say from the car rental, you made $20,000 and you have it in savings for 1 year. So the zakah will be on those 20,000 and not on the value of the property. However, if it is a stock, say for example, you are running a supermarket, and in the supermarket you have a stock, not the freezers, not all those machineries, they are your asset which you use to make money through. But the stock, which is the products which you are selling there, end of the year, you have to calculate the amount of that stock also and take out zakah on it also. Any further clarifications you can ask me later on also. Say, for example, you run a hospital and there are machines, they are probably costing about 10, 20, $30 million. Do you give zakah on those machineries? No, because you are not selling machines, you are selling the service of that machine. So the income which is generated from it, the zakah would be on the savings out of it. Taxi business, Uber business, you don't take out zakah on your car, but you do take out zakah on the savings from the earnings of that car. However, if you are buying and selling cars, and you buy, say you have got 20 cars, now this is an asset, which is your stock, which you buy and sell, and the zakah will be applicable on all the cars in the end. So this is something very important. Wa barakallahu fikum. I think there is another question here. If someone is keen to finish full Quran in Tarawih but have no memorized whole Quran, have not, can the person reading the whole Quran recite in Tarawih? Yes. The question is, they want to finish the whole Quran in Tarawih. Can they do it by reading from the Mus'haf? The answer is yes. Because it is not faridah, and there is exception to it, and there is a reason for that. So yes, absolutely no problem to that. A person can hold Quran to recite from it in Tarawih, in Tahajjud, to complete it all in Ramadan. Wa barakallahu fikum. Any more questions, please go ahead and ask. Related to the types of zakah, whom to give. إنما الصدقات للفقراء والمساكين والعاملين عليها والمؤلفة قلوبهم وفي الركاب والغارمين وفي سبيل الله وابن السبيل فريضة من الله. There are 8 types of individuals or groups on which we spend the zakah. They are the fuqara, the poor ones, masakin, similar to poor ones, similar in category, and those who work and their job is to give out zakat to everyone. They are employed by that, so their wages can come from it. وَالْمُؤَلَّفَةِ قُلُوبُهُمْ, and they are the ones who you feel that inshallah they will very soon become Muslims, so you are trying to give them from zakah money to soften their heart. Also those Talif al-Qalb, it will be those who are newly reverted brothers and sisters and they need support, so you can give from it. And also those who owe money to others, they say somebody is owing money to others and they are not able to pay it, so you can give them from zakah money so they can pay it. And also in sabilillah, in the path of Allah. I will explain this one later. Ibn Sabil is one of them also, and Ibn Sabil is a person who is a traveler. Even though at home he may have enough money or he may not need the zakah, but while he's traveling, he gets stuck somewhere and he doesn't have any means, so zakah money can be given to this person so he can get home or something. And good example is in this time and date where many people have been locked down in various places and it is difficult for them to get back home and they don't have much means to get there, and so this is where zakah can be used. When it comes to Ibn Sabil, in the path of Allah, the most known common explanation by the majority of the scholars is it means jihad. However, other scholars have discussed many other branches, which is also fi sabilillah, in the path of Allah. So can it be given in those places? Of course, then the fatwa will differ from scholar to scholar based on their understanding, and also from particular case to another case. Such as making a masjid, majority that we can't give. However, some scholars have allowed on very specific cases for special reasons. Because in fact, sabilillah in the path of Allah is general in a sense which includes everything. So for example, if you are in a country or in a place where no Islamic countries to help and you need to make the masjid and you people don't have means at all to make it, and you need the masjid, and the only way may be through the zakah which is received, so there is no problem to that, just as an example. Regarding i'tikaf, any advice on i'tikaf? The sahih sound view is i'tikaf is always in the masjid. So because we are not going to be in the masjid, there is no i'tikaf this year, wallahu a'lamu bis-sawab, for us. So you don't do i'tikaf at home, but you pray and do adhkar and dua as much as possible. Wa barakallahu feekum wa jazakumullahu khairan. Unless there is any further questions, I'm going to come to conclusion here. Well, may Allah bless us all and see you all in Ramadan, inshallah. And may Allah make it easy. Ameen. Wa jazakumullahu khairan. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم إنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من الجزام والجنون والبرص ومن سيء الأسقام. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.